So I came across this diagram last night that explains the thought process of somebody that's starting something new. And I love these types of diagrams. It's usually made by somebody who's been there before. They've gone through this type of journey, and probably one similar to you, and they've sort of laid out the steps or the phases that you can expect to take to go through that journey. And I love it because a lot of people don't know where they're at on their journey, and they don't realize, a lot of people, that there are other people out there that have been through this journey before. They've mapped it out for them. And taking a look at these diagrams can help you identify where you are at in your journey and what step or phase or whatever is coming next. And the more you sort of study these and understand them and can connect to those types of those diagrams, the quicker you're going to identify what stage you're in and what it's going to take to go to the next stage and what that next stage even is. And I think just knowing what stage you're in is going to help you get through it that much faster, because knowing where you're at is one of the key components to getting where you're going. So this is the Dunning-Kruger thought process. And like I said, it maps out the process when you're starting something new, whether that's a new business or you're starting a new job in a completely new industry. This is probably the process you're going to go through. And it starts off with an overwhelming amount of confidence in the beginning, but zero competence. You don't really have any experience and you feel like you might know a lot about it. But then you quickly realize that things are a little bit more complicated than you originally thought, until you reach what's called the Valley of Despair. And that's where you really feel like you probably will never get the hang of it. You'll never truly understand it. But if you stick with it, then you start to rise up out of the Valley of Despair and you get into an area of what's called enlightenment, where things start making sense. And then you get to a point where you have enough experience, knowledge, and competence that you feel good in it. Your confidence is up there, but if you notice, your confidence is not where it was in the beginning, because you have enough knowledge now to be able to understand that there's a lot that you still probably won't know, and you have to learn, and you have to keep learning. A lot of people, when they get to that Valley of Despair, when they're in that, the lowest of the low in their confidence, that's where a lot of people throw in the towel. That's where they quit. That's where they walk away. And that's why you see a lot of failure in businesses, because they get to a point where they feel like, oh my gosh, this is so much more than I ever thought it was going to be. I'll never be able to figure this out and overcome it. And I've had these moments in my own business, but you have to stick with it. That's the part that you really have to stick with it. Get through the trenches and you will start to rise on the other side. Things will start to make more sense. You will regain a lot of your confidence and at the same time gain a lot more competence. And that's when you really start to succeed and you really start to see a big change in your life. So if you find yourself in this spot, stick with it. You're on the other side. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.